Ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. Thank y'all, everybody, for staying with us here at this late hour. We're going to get to our rants and we're going to get to our closings and close out the show. But before we do that, we had a question that came through right as we were going to break. My sister Melanie had a question for the ladies, and it's kind of a multi-part question that I'm going to go ahead and bring to the ladies and kind of get y'all to answer, and then we'll kind of move on and close out the show. But her question is, ladies, one, would you be opposed to selecting a ring that does not have diamonds in them? There are wedding bands without gems included. Would you wear a wedding ring that is more or less your birthstone or a stone that you love? Or ladies, are you against getting your own prenup too? And then she says, fellas, would you be against those types of rings? Or are you against the lady having a prenup? As far as drinks go, there are places that have cash bars, and you wouldn't have to worry as the bride and groom. So let's go to the question on the rings, ladies. She's asking, does it have to have diamonds? Could you live with it not having diamonds in your birthstone instead? That's essentially the question.
Actually, the ring that I want would be my birthstone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many carats?
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, Brandy?
Well, see, that doesn't work for me because my birthstone is a diamond. So yes, I would want a birthstone. I would want my birthstone in there. I'm just saying. I mean, any rings that I have gotten, my mom gave me my birthstone, and that was a diamond. So
When's your birthday?
April.
We getting married in May.
That doesn't mean anything. But I mean,
a birthstone.
What's your birthstone?
Yes.
Colin Banks, please stop screaming across the room without a mic. Come on, man. It annoys the shit out of me. I think that's why you do it.
Unfortunately, to answer the question, yes, my birthstone is a diamond. So yes, I would like a diamond ring. I don't know anything about carats and whatnot. That's my mom's expertise.
What
your mom do?
Then address the ladies addressed the prenup question, part of her question, where she's saying, ladies, are you against getting your own prenup too?
Well, see, I don't know what the laws are in Virginia, or where we would live and all of that. I have my own house. I wouldn't want to lose my house. I wouldn't want to lose anything that we came into this thing with. That's mine. It's mine. I paid for it.
That's why.
So,
Nope, I'm not against it. I agree with Brandy. I'd have my stuff protected.
As far as the part where she's asking the fellas, are you against a lady having a prenup? I'll take that one first. I could care less, because the truth of the matter is, you know, if I want to be out that bad, then I will give you everything except for one Bob Marley CD and one other cars. You can have a jacked up car for all I give a goddamn. So just give me one Bob Marley CD. I'll download some more songs later. I need one to stick into the CD player of the one car that I get, while I'm driving away. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like you say it in a silly way, but for real, man, like this whole prenup thing, you know, like I have no problem with leaving as broke as I came. And I'll be honest with you, man. If this Marcus J and Mrs. J thing don't work out, and I find myself wanting to do, or if she goes on ahead of me, or whatever the circumstance end up being, and I end up in a situation where it's time for me to do this again, man, you better be clear that I'm gonna get me some kind of piece of paper, because you got to sign a paper to get married. Why not just add one more piece to it? You could just sign your name right next to where it says, yeah, I'm gonna marry this chick. You can also right next to it, you can say, I'm gonna marry this chick, but if this don't work out, she keep her shit,
she
and I'm gonna keep my shit. That's how that's gonna go.
And I guess that's what people are concerned about with prenups, is that are you setting yourself up for failure?
I'm just saying that if that's how you feel, then you ain't marrying me. I'm just saying.
I mean, everybody knew my stance on prenup.
If we come in equally broke, then it might be a discussion that I would be willing to temper and not be quite as aggressive on, But I have been swayed to the Big Rube way of thinking on this one. If you are a billionaire,
did he say he's going away a Big Rube?
If you are my lady, are a billionaire with a B, and I'm a thousandaire, absolutely, I'm going to sign a prenup. Of course I'm going to sign a prenup. Yes, protect yourself, because I'm crazy. I'm crazy and moody and misanthropic and all that stuff. And I might decide one day to act up. So protect yourself. Yeah, I'm telling you, since June 3rd, 1974, my mood has been on its way down because of them damn Knicks. I don't even want to talk about it no more. You done messed me up, Brandy. Ruben, We know how you feel on prenups.
Oh,
man.
prenups, man. I'm all about a prenup, whether we broke or we paid. Because when it's all said and done, the money should never affect whether we together. And if the money affects whether we together, then you obviously don't care about me. Because I'm never going to marry for money. So if you marry me for my money, I'm going to protect myself. Oh, hell, you need to protect yourself.
Look what you started.
Tell me you ain't got no job.
Melanie,
I mean,
look what you started, True Fighter. You
know,
started. You
that's
got
just
us all fired.
That's just real. What was the other question? About the ring? Now, look.
I don't care about no ring.
Now,
You care about a ring, Ruben?
I care about a ring.
I don't care about no ring.
There's limits, you know, because but it all depends. If we separately have nothing, I don't mind buying you a ring, but why don't we spend the bulk of that money on a house? You know, why I need to give you $7,000 on your finger when I can give you $2,000 on your finger and $5,000 on a down payment on a house?
You know why? Because a lot of sisters, not just the sisters, but with just women in general.
Yes.
And I don't, and, you know, y'all know me. I don't like to do the whole gender thing, but this is one of those situations where a lot of ladies they view the ring as a status symbol, and I understand it because that's just kind of the thinking. They view it as a status symbol. You know, if he didn't buy me an expensive ring, then he don't love me as much. The more the ring costs, the more. And, you know, the ladies in the room are shaking their head no, and that's fine for y'all. But don't act like y'all don't know that sister.
No. Well, I know the sister, but I'm saying as long as it don't turn my finger green and it fall off, then I'm good.
But you do realize that you're in the minority in that thought process.
Very minority.
I mean, you know,
Like-
you don't
like-
have to accept
like
and acknowledge
5%
it. But the
minority.
truth of the matter is you're certainly in the minority. In that thought process, ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. All right, Melanie, you got us all riled up on that one, but I'm glad you participate in True Fight. I appreciate it. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. It's time to go around the room and get everybody in. Brandy, we're gonna start with you, Jr. Make sure you got a mic. You up next, Brandy. It's time for you to end the show with your rant and your closing or whatever you want to say. What you got, girl?
It's about the same thing I pretty much talk about anytime I'm here. I hate the cold. I would rather be in Jamaica. Right now, I would rather be in Jamaica. Just for those 9 months and those 3 summer months, I'll come back up here. But yeah, that's about it. I can't wait for the weather to break good, not be windy, so I can get back on my bike and roll out. Yeah, that's about it.
That's what it is, girl. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus JJR. It's time for you, my brother. What you got?
You know what? I don't really got nothing to rant about today. Like, I feel pretty good. Like, I'm not on no conspiracy. Like, I ain't seen no black vans or nothing like that following me today. So, like, I feel pretty good. I guess my only thing for people, like enjoy the now. Like, enjoy life, you know? Nah, ain't no black vans following me.
That might have been the funniest thing you
Hey,
ever
look,
said
it was a
ever.
Nissan. It was a Nissan, like, it was with me. Like, I took the long way here, was going down Midlothian, and, like, it was following me a good way. Like, I hit Murray Street and came around the corner, and I act like I was going on the interstate, so the car got on the interstate, and I swerved off and went down. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be sure. You never know. Like, I'm already, like, once we hit Commerce, like, I'm already thinking, like, okay, like, so if I get out this car, if they get out the car, am I going to, like, back into them? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you never know. But anyway, like, I feel good. I feel great. Message out there to everybody today, man. Just like, everybody go through something sometimes, and you wish that your life was just boring and pedestrian, and you long for them days sometimes where you ain't got nothing to do but just, like, you know, look at TV. Like, tomorrow, chances are a lot of y'all going home unless y'all work in retail, and they gonna keep y'all until the very last minute. And so then you just ain't going home. But if you going home and you got kids, man, like, walk in the house with a snowball or something, like, beam them and then, like, run outside. Like, have fun. That's it.
And, you know, I have step one Marcus J. It's time to keep it moving. I need my man Carlton Banks to step to the mic and tell the world why it's not unusual. Carlton Banks, you up, my man.
You know what? I like being in here because, see, I get in here and I irritate the hell out of Marcus. I make people laugh. And again, I irritate the hell out of Marcus. Marcus is telling me the whole damn show, get a damn mic! I be across the room, and I'm still hearing people's ears. That's right. But you know what? I'm happy to be here. Because, see, guess what? I love y'all. I do. Really, I do. Hey, see, I want my $1,000, $1,100 for the
$950, man.
No, hey, $950 we'll talk. We might be able to talk. But there's tax involved, so that's back up to $1,000. Anyway, like I was saying, I just like being here. Enjoys being around the people, the company, the crowd, the fan, all that. Just want to call out one thing, and I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but yesterday during the Seahawks game, they had the replacements refs out there calling some of the calls. So for all you San Fran fans that are bitter right now, the replacement refs were out there on the field for those 2 calls that really dictated what happened to y'all yesterday. I just again want to apologize for that. The NFL will issue you an apology tomorrow on the .com site, and y'all just be ready to take that, put that in y'all little bucket, and y'all can't get 6 before my squad. That's all. I'm out.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus JSY. It's time for you to make your statement, girl. What you got?
Lord, I declare this boy is loud with or without the microphone.
I know, can I irritate him one more time?
My ear. Marcus, you want me to hit him? I don't have much again, just thanks for listening, everybody. Again, like I said earlier, do something nice for somebody. It's a good time of year. Do something nice. And for all you parents who have children, unfortunately, I still get the emails for Chesterfield County. School's closed because they're thinking you're getting about 3 to 6 inches of snow. School's closed.
11 o'clock in the morning.
No calling out from work. You should have a backup plane.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's time for my main man. Okay, we're gonna move on. All right, my man Dre, I forgot about you over there. You been quiet the whole damn night. My bad. And whatnot. All right, Dre, what you got, man?
Well, just backing up, I'm just going to rant basically about school closings. Back in my day, we didn't close for snow. We didn't close for rain. We didn't close when it's freezing. I see schools now closing because it's too dark outside. I can't have that right now.
I just love him.
I know my kid has after school activities if I have a kid, but come on, man. 5 o'clock p.m. and school closed, 3 p.m. I can't do that, man.
Ain't no. I thought JR said the funniest thing and whatnot. And my bad for forgetting about you, brother. You've been quiet. Been quiet most of the night. That's my bad. But we're glad to have you here at Legacy Internet Radio. All right, Big Rube, you ready to smash your man?
You know it.
All right, time for Big Rube. Go for it.
Big Rube. It's a smash. And it's funny how, well, I got 2 things. First thing is it's funny how some woman on The Bachelor said that the producers set her up to be humiliated. You're humiliated once you won on that show. I mean, let's be real. If you don't win, you humiliate automatically. So you can't blame the producer for that. That's your stupidity. Because the odds, it was you versus 1 in 27. Yeah, don't blame nobody else but your own stupidity on that one. Second thing, you know why I like NBC? And no, not because, not black comedy or anything like that. I like NBC because they like to do the same mistake twice. Oh, actually multiple times. Because I don't know. I think producers like train wrecks, and I think they really have gotten to the point where, you know what, we don't got to put no good shit out. Just put out a train wreck. Everybody's gonna watch it. Unfortunately, he's right, but yeah. So a couple months ago, I know all of you was really in front of your TV when The Sound of Music came on. I unfortunately watched part of it, and that could have been the most god-awful thing I've ever seen. I didn't even see the original, but that was horrible. The singing was whatever, but let's be honest. Carrie Underwood is a singer, not an actress. I felt bad for the lead guy because, he played on True Blood. He can act, but he couldn't save that mess called The Sound of Music. I mean, I don't think Laurence Olivier could have came out and saved that mess called Sound of Music. So, you know what? Hey, we made crap before. Let's do crap again. They're coming out with Peter Pan. So now, after you've really destroyed The Sound of Music, you're going to make something I actually like horrible to watch. Because Peter Pan is actually kind of cool. I don't like Disney, but I can respect Peter Pan. But really, you're going to turn Peter Pan to a live play TV something. Yeah. Well, no, NBC is redoing it because they have nothing else better doing in life but to redo crap. That, whatever. Because last time I checked, in the movies, Peter Pan could fly. I guess in this TV show, we'll see him on him, whoever. We'll see them on some wires, and it'll just look like fake flying. It's just, oh, I'm gonna fly away, and they're not gonna really fly. It's just gonna look horrible. So, I mean, no, it's not okay. It's like, there could have been a lot of other bad plays that they could have done this to. Sound and Music, I've never seen it, so I can't say it was good. How about Mary Poppins? Nobody gives a crap about that. Mary Poppins is a great one to do. How about, I don't know. I can't think of any more right now because I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, they're about to destroy something that's really good and turn it into something that's so unwatchable. You have to watch it just to see the train wreck. And once again, NBC is going to be like, yeah, we had great ratings, but horrible words said about it. And I'm just kind of like, NBC, you got us. That's y'all role now, man. You're not going to come out with good shit for us to watch. You're going to come out with train wrecks because we're going to watch it to see a train wreck. And unfortunately, you get a whole bunch of money from sponsors because they're going to pay some god-awful amount to watch it. And it's just going to be bad. And I like train wrecks just like the next person, but I don't know how many more from NBC I can take. I just don't know. It's Big Rube. It's a smash. I wanted to smash a little harder tonight as I hear laughter in the background. But I kind of feel like I need to give something just out there just so y'all can remember. Because this is my last night on the show on a regular basis, which is okay. I'll be teaming up with Dre, who y'all met tonight, and we'll be doing the sports show on February 7th. It is called
Clutch. Come on.
Thank
Remember
you.
Clutch.
I was hoping you pop in and say it. It's called Clutch. Me and Dre, and each week we'll have somebody different with us. Talk about sports, and nothing but sports. So all y'all people who miss us talking about sports, your sports show is coming back. It is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And you'll probably be cursing a lot at us because simply you're going to hear some stuff probably that you would never think that we would actually say.
As always, Ruben won't know what he's talking about, so I'm glad to fill everybody in.
And that's why I'm the host and he's the co-host. So I can control everything.
So Ruben.
So February 7th.
The sound of music.
Stop it. Stop the ignorance. Stop the ignorance. Fight the power comes to mind.
I'm going to make a mandate on this show. Actually, not just this show, on Legacy Internet Radio. We will never, ever, ever sing The Sound of Music or anything from The Sound of Music
God, no.
ever again.
Some people should be.
And if we do
suspensions, can we get some suspensions?
We might have to have a suspension, or maybe we might have to enlist deity and have them struck by lightning. Or something.
We can do that. I know some people.
Yeah, we might have to make a phone call.
I mean, it's just I can't take it. But the next time you will hear me, February 7th, Clutch, you better be here or you just missing out.
Ruben.
Big Rube, to smash. I'm out.
All right, ain't no half stepping with Marcus J
Who
as
am I gonna argue
he
with?
dramatically drops the mic. We'll figure it out. We got some ideas of how we can fill the large void left, no pun intended, by my brother Big Rube. So we here on this show will certainly miss his contribution and his influence on the show, but I have a sneaky suspicion that I can entice Carlton Banks and my man JR to help fill in that void. So we'll work it out. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. I want to go ahead and close out the show tonight. Tonight we had a good show that was dedicated to the memory of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. We had a lot of good stuff that we talked about. We had some participation from folks in social media. My man K-Dub sent in his quote, so I want to thank him for sending his quote on the sports thing that we talked about. So peace to Priscilla and Melanie. Stephen Sykes of Enliven Radio had a quote in there. I didn't get a chance to get it read on the air, but he's out there listening. Joy, of course, we had people listening to us, and said, of course, by the way, what up, bro? We had people listening to us in Massachusetts, in Chicago, and Charlotte, represented big time for us tonight. So we appreciate all of the fun and the contributions that everybody has. So thank you. At this time, it's time for me to close out the show with my rant. And in my closing, usually I end it by saying it had nothing to do with what we talked about tonight, but tonight is no way I could end this show and not take a minute to pay some homage to the man whose day we celebrate today, and that is Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm happy and honored, of course, to produce this show tonight that does celebrate the great man. We spoke about him directly, indirectly tonight. We've shown some reverence to him, and I think we've been fair about his legacy. His legacy is the legacy of all people, not just black people in our nation as well as in our world. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., when I think of him, I think of, what that name suggests, which is a king. This was a man who was born to lead, finishing high school early, enrolling at Morehouse College in his mid-teens, and by his mid-20s already reached the national scale with his leadership in the Montgomery bus boycott. Dr. King is generally the first name that comes up when children during Black History Month think about anybody that they want to discuss. And for me, him, that whole thing symbolizes strength. It symbolizes the power that mobilized the masses, and the cadence of his voice is unmistakable. The strength that he showed as he chose the non-violent route during a time of unspeakable violence is nothing short of courageous. He set an example for many generations before and after his untimely death. Just think about it. Just really think about it. He was 39 years old, which is the same age that I am right now as I speak. And clearly, I got a lot more work to do. This was, I tell you, every time I think about it, it kind of blows my mind. But I wanted to mention the whole thing about the guy wanting to step away from the movie and wanting to step away from the movie because he didn't want to whitewash the history and the legacy of Dr. King. Now, first of all, it's an interesting choice of words by him saying that he didn't want to whitewash, and that's the reason why he left the project. But I really want to get to the point that people want to, put this man on a certain level of deity, and he was a man, just a man, and I love that about him. It's one of the things that really made me kind of join in and feel a certain kind of way about him. And my guess that this common perspective that I have and other people may have as well. And I vehemently disagree with people who had a problem with this guy leaving this project simply because he didn't want, he had an issue. I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit here, but I had a problem with him leaving this project. I'm sorry. I'm a little off my game tonight. The truth of the matter is Dr. King was a regular person, smoked cigarettes, had girlfriends outside his marriage, shot dice, pool, everything that any man would do in them days and the days since. And once I came to that understanding about him, of course, that catapulted him to a higher level of reverence for me because it made him more human. And let us remember, many in our own community didn't even like this man when he was living. He got blackballed in churches and shut out of hotels and very people he was trying to help. That's the Dr. King that I know. That's the Dr. King that I was drawn to. Dr. King that got angry when dogs chased little children and when water hoses were turned on women. Dr. King faced such injustice and hatred that he owned his own gun to protect his family. Yes, he owned a gun, which is allowed by the Second Amendment of these United States. So I love the man. Never seen him in my lifetime, and I know that this man loved me. Although he died 6 years, 1 month, and 30 days before my birth, 2,251 days before I was born, this great man was taken from us because he chose to take a stand against injustice laid upon a people, his people, and our people. And make no mistake about it, there's never going to be another man like him. No man living today has taken the torch that was snuffed out on April 4th, 1968. And that's why every year and every month and every day we must look at examples that he left for all of us. all of us, black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, must review the examples of courage and leadership and conviction, not of just this great black man, but this great human being. So today and every day, for the rest of my living days, I'm going to salute the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Enjoy your rest, my brother. Your memory will last until after forever. That's the Marcus's rant tonight that had everything to do with what we were talking about. I got so fired up that I lost my train of thought through some of that, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Want to remind everybody independence is key to building your legacy. Also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. I want to say peace to my man Big Rube as we send him on his final show of Ain't No Half Steppin' Marcus J, as he goes on and leads his new show every single Friday night starting February 7th. We call it Clutch, the sports show right here on Legacy Internet Radio. So everybody, appreciate you listening to us tonight, and we'll see you back here next week. Peace.